On May 4, 2026, the sitting Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu cast his vote in Kalathur. He had won this seat 3 times in a row, and his party had held the district since 2011. By that evening, the results revealed a shock. The Chief Minister had been defeated in his own constituency. To grasp the scale of this loss, look at the prize. Tamil Nadu is India's second richest state by GDP, home to 76 million people. For nearly 6 decades, its political economy was controlled by exactly 2 political machines, the DMK and the AIADMK. The man who dismantled this 60-year duopoly was Joseph Vijay, known to his fans as Thalapathy. He entered the arena with 0 prior experience in public office. His party, the TVK, was only 2 years old, yet it was moving to dismantle a political structure with 60 years of institutional momentum. Vijay's victory relied on a calculated, systemic exploitation of a massive political vacuum, a gap in the market the incumbents failed to address. Historically, Tamil Nadu's political landscape was defined by fierce ideological divisions and bitter personal rivalries, most notably between state leaders M. Karunanidhi and J. Jayalalithaa. But by 2026, those distinct battle lines had faded. The 2 dominant parties had become nearly identical, and their reliance on aggressive welfare economics and competing freebie manifestos, making it difficult for voters to distinguish between their actual platforms. This chart of the electorate reveals exactly why that ideological blending was so dangerous. Roughly 18 million voters, or 31% of the population, were under the age of 30. To this generation, the iconic rivalries of the past were historical notes rather than active political drivers. Instead, their immediate reality was defined by a lack of high-quality employment, entrenched systemic corruption, and a soaring cost of living. Resentment toward the establishment reached a peak when the sitting chief minister's son was appointed to a prominent executive role. For a youth cohort struggling with stagnation, this display of dynastic succession crystallized their frustration. When dominant parties stop competing on ideas and start mimicking each other to protect their position, they leave their most crucial demographic vulnerable to a third-party disruptor. A common mistake in political analysis is assuming that cinematic fame automatically translates into electoral success. History is filled with popular stars who failed at the ballot box because they lacked the ground-level infrastructure required to turn out voters on election day. Vijay solved this problem by repurposing an existing machine. Over a 30-year career, he had expanded his fan base into a highly organized network of 85,000 registered fan clubs across the state. These clubs functioned as parallel social organizations with formal hierarchies, internal treasuries, and registered legal trusts. Traditional parties spend decades of time and massive capital to build this level of presence. They must recruit, train, and deploy volunteers district by district to secure their ground game. Vijay bypassed that cycle. By rebranding his fan organization, the TVK instantly activated a disciplined 2 million-strong network. Club presidents became coordinators, and existing philanthropic operations pivoted into a statewide election campaign. Even a structured machine faces crises. In September 2025, a rally in Karur led to a severe crowd crush that resulted in 41 deaths. It was a moment that threatened to end the TVK's momentum before the election even began. Instead of using standard political deflections or blaming local law enforcement, Vijay took direct personal responsibility on camera. He halted the campaign to visit grieving families and provided immediate financial redress from his party's own resources. In a political environment where voters were used to officials dodging accountability, this approach built significant trust. The shift in perception contributed to a historic 85.1% voter turnout, driven by an electorate motivated to vote against the established norm. While his clean governance image attracted the youth, Vijay captured the working-class base with an aggressive welfare manifesto: 8 grams of solid gold for brides, 2,500 rupees in monthly cash transfers for women, and 6 free gas cylinders every year. By combining administrative accountability with these financial guarantees, Vijay successfully appealed to both ends of the electorate, the reform-minded youth and the families reliant on state social safety nets. The final results were a landmark in the region's politics. Vijay secured 35% of the total vote share and 108 assembly seats. To put that in perspective, The previous record for an actor-turned-politician was set by M.G. Ramachandran in 1977. Vijay broke that 49-year-old record by 1.5%. However, this legislative chart highlights the immediate challenge of his new administration. The state assembly requires a 118-seat majority to form a government. At 108 seats, Vijay is exactly 10 seats short of a simple majority. To pass a state budget, the anti-establishment hero must now negotiate coalitions with the smaller regional factions and party offshoots, the very political establishment he campaigned against. Beyond the assembly, there is the fiscal reality of his promises. Fulfilling the TVK's welfare manifesto will cost tens of thousands of crores every year. Without careful management, these large-scale cash transfers risk straining the state's macroeconomic health. The campaign has concluded, and the governance phase has begun. Success now depends on how the administration navigates the complex bureaucratic, legislative, and fiscal realities of a modern state.